Throughout my life, I have always felt connected to my ancestor, Alberta Butler Kennedy. But not through, physical touch or memory, but from hope embedded in my ancestral dreams. I learned about Alberta, my great-grandmother, when I'm in 5th grade. My father is buckling me and my twin in a Costco parking lot when the subject of abortion comes up, and he begins with a story from the past, which he often likes to do. But why would we kill babies? I naively ask as I buckle up. What? He responds. My dad, who is passionately pro-choice, responds, that's not it. That's not it. It's a woman's choice. It's about healthcare, life, and safety. His words have always stayed close to me. And then this is when he tells me about his great-grandmother, Alberta Butler Kennedy. She had 9 sisters, was a young mother, was known for her smile and her beauty, and was part of a thriving clam and oyster community in a Black neighborhood in Baltimore. And she had a backyard abortion in the 1930s that killed her at age 24. And I think about Alberta when I tell my 2 closest friends about my first pregnancy at 17. I tell them I'm getting an abortion, and one of my friends tells me, you should have it, and I'll keep it. The other friend nods in excitement, and I'm floored. This all means something very different to them. They don't understand that this is my body, not theirs, and the consequences of this decision will never truly touch them. I start to dissociate. These were the 2 people I told everything to, the only 2 people of color on my block, my best friends. And now I felt like they weren't even able to see me at all. And I think about Alberta as I sit in the office answering intake questions during my second abortion, which comes about 10 months after the first one. I'm dazed with a sense of deep sadness and shame, like I'm walking around with a really heavy cloud around me. Would you like to see the ultrasound? A nurse asked me politely, and my mouth says no, but what I'm really thinking is, no, bitch, absolutely not. Why would I want to look at an ultrasound? Oh, God. And, later, while waiting to be moved from room to room, there's a long, dense silence, which, prompts the truth out of me. Yes, I do want to see it. She hands me a small card with a picture of my uterus on it, and there it was. It looked like absolutely nothing. Literally an empty uterus with this tiny little thing towards the bottom. I saw no baby, not like the ones on the anti-choice signs, the ugly white baby billboards that show a full-grown baby and says, this is me at 40 weeks. No, it was nothing like that. I even turned the ultrasound over to check the back because I feel like I'm missing something. And then I turned to the nurse, and she's smiling softly at me. Somehow she knew I needed that picture. I came in feeling so isolated and ashamed because I never had access to the truth about this moment or what my ultrasound would even look like. But that nurse gave that to me. I think about Alberta as I fight to make my healthcare experiences more gender inclusive, out of necessity and survival. Bodily autonomy and access to healthcare for me in Alberta might look different, but it feels all very connected. I'm sure my great-grandmother was confused and scared as she was given what little options she had at the time to take control of her own body, her own future. After being gender nonconforming while going through the process of getting 2 abortions, now talk about confusing. Not only am I trying to understand my sexuality, but my dream about having my body match my gender, like a black Peter Pan with really nice acrylic nails. And it's really hard to dream about being this pretty boy with no titties when my titties keep getting bigger during pregnancy. So my dreams of gender liberation and bodily autonomy feel completely deterred for years. From pink clinics, mother wards, and misgendering, it was all embedded in my relationship to my reproductive system. And I began to hate myself and my body and the confusing mashup that makes me, me. Now I use a body map to chart what terms I use when referring to me, such as my chest instead of breasts. I share these necessary practices with my partners and doctors to make my healthcare safer. I think about Alberta and how the intersections of our identities affect our reproductive healthcare journey. Back in the 1930s, and still to this day, Black pain is considered less severe or easily dismissed. Was she able to access something like my body map that allowed her to make it clear what she needed? Those are the kind of procedures you just don't come back from, my dad tells me as he recounts how Alberta died. It's easy for me to flash back and be in that room alone with her, with no one knowing she was there, because I've experienced that too. But the truth is, I know that I was never alone. Alberta was and is always with me. She is my protector, and because of Alberta's protection, I know that I can be a protector too. I know that it's now my turn to take care of the others who feel silenced and alone, just like Alberta Butler Kennedy did for me. And to my beautiful, powerful, queer, gender nonconforming folks who have also had abortions, I will always protect you.